Okay, let's get started. I'm going to show you how to pair your Cricut Explore Air with the iPad via Bluetooth, and this will also work if you want to pair your Cricut Explore, either the green or the purple one, and you have the wireless adapter. This will also work to pair your iPad to that machine, but you have to have the wireless adapter with one of the original Explorers. The original Explorer colors are green and purple, just in case you don't know. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to tap on settings. And the first thing we do is we're going to come up to Bluetooth. It's always the third thing down, as you see here. I'm going to go over to here, and I'm going to slide that over to green. You need to do this so that they get paired. All right, here come two devices. Now, I have two devices because my top one is my original Explorer that has a wireless adapter. I was a product expert and beta tester for the iPad app, so I was able to do this earlier, and so just FYI. The second one is the new Cricut Air machine. All right, so we'll deal with that, but I do want you to know that it works with either, as long as you have the wireless adapter with the original Explorer. Okay, let's go to the Cricut Air because Cricut Air has the built-in wireless, and I'm just going to touch where it says not connected. Now, as they tell me in the booklet for Cricut Air, and also in the booklet when you get the wireless adapter, you may have to enter a PIN number. If you have to enter a PIN number, it is 0000. Now, you will see on mine, I did not have to enter that PIN number, and that's because I have done this before, so it already knows. But when you do this for the first time, it will want you to go ahead and enter that PIN of 0000, so that's 4 zeros, and then it remembers it forever, so you're set to go. Okay, so let's go on to the next part. Okay, let's get started. We're going to go ahead and download the new app from the App Store for Cricut Design Studio 2.0. So I'm going to just touch the App Store. I'm going to do a search here for Cricut. I've already typed that in. And here is my Cricut Design Space, Design and Make DIY Projects. And you can see it right here. I'm going to go ahead and download that. Now, when you do this, it's actually a free app, and you would have to enter your app your App Store information, that you have with Apple. But I already have that kind of stuff, so then it's just going to download. So, okay, now it is ready to go, and I'm just going to press the open button, and here it comes. Now it says welcome to Cricut Design Space. I'm going to tap New Machine Setup. It says go ahead and get started. I'm going to get started. I'm going to sign in with my Cricut ID. I'm going to receive my free images by tapping Accept. And now I can make my hello card. So I go through all these steps, load my pen, and here's my hello card. So it's just that simple. Now I'm going to close this out. It's going to say, do you want to quit? Yes, I do, because I don't need to make my hello card. And we are ready to get started. New app. I want to show you a couple things. First of all, let's take a look up here at these 3 dashed lines in the top left. That's going to come up with my projects, so those are my own personal projects, and then it's got all the categories for the Make It Now projects. And there's quite a number of choices here. Okay, so pretty cool, right? Let's look at this free for Cricut X at the bottom. I'm going to touch that and see what comes out, because this is free for the Cricut Explorer. Oh, how cute! Oh, I love that flamingo baby outfit. Oh, this is really cute. Lots of super cute stuff, right? Oh, that hello balloon card is very cute. So how fun is this, right? Print then cut scooter. Oh, there's some good stuff in here. Alrighty. Oh, I like that mom card. Look at that. Oh, we might have to do that one. Not right now though, but we're gonna make it to that. Okay. So easily distracted. All right, moving on. Now, when you look up here to the upper right, you're going to see 3 boxes: projects, design, and matte. So we're on the projects box. Let's touch the design box. And so here comes my design, where I can do all my designing. When we go over to the bottom left, we see plus, see that little plus sign, and then image, and we see plus and text. And that is where we're going to add images and text. So let's take a peek here by touching on image and see what comes up here. Now I'm going to back out of this because I was looking at this just a minute ago. This is what typically comes up. First thing you see. Okay, now let's take a peek under categories, which is up here at the top. I'm going to touch that. And the first thing that comes up are the brands. And you will notice that Close to My Heart is not on this, and that is because you cannot purchase individual images from them. You have to have the whole cartridge. But when you do own the whole cartridge and you link it to your Design Space account, it will show up under cartridges. So we'll see that in a minute. But let's go ahead and scroll down. So there's brands, and then there's categories, many, many, many categories, as you can see. And then at the bottom, there's free this week, most popular, and recently added. So those are handy. Don't forget to see those down there. Okay. Then the next one is cartridges. So let's touch that. And here are cartridges or image sets, if there were digital image sets. And these are all in alphabetical order, starting with numbers and then moving on to actual names. And you can go ahead and search for cartridges this way, or you can start to enter them here. So if I typed in art, anything with art, including row art party, the sweethearts comes up. But I can also see all kinds of stuff in here, right? There's a lot of stuff with art. And there's all my Close to My Heart cartridges. They're all right there, ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to pull up, let's go ahead and pull up Art Philosophy. And I want to show you something interesting here that happens. And that is, if you look up here in this search box, you can search, it says search in Close to My Heart Art Philosophy. So let's say we wanted to search in there and we want to search for cards. And then we press the search button. And here are all my cards that are on the cartridge. So you can see there's quite a few cards here, which is kind of fun. All right, now we can go ahead and select a card here. Let's select this card, and we're going to insert that. Okay, and I want to point out some things here now that we're in here. Now, when I touch the image, it forms a box around it, and the X in the corner will make it go away. That's like the trash can. Up here, this little, reverse C, if you will, that rotates the image. Hang on here, that rotates it. And you can see it rotates it on the 45. That's what that line is. So you can be sure to have it straight up and down or to the 45. This bottom right makes it bigger or smaller. And this last one locks it. We'll talk about lock a little bit later. Now you can also start at the top left and click and drag to grab things. So I just want to let you know that. Now I want to draw your attention down here to these bottom pieces, which are actions, and I just touched on it, and this is what comes up. Now none of these are highlighted because my card isn't highlighted. So if I just touch my card, then some of these things wake up and you can use them. So you can see our actions are grouping, ungrouping, attaching, detaching, welding, slice, flatten, unflatten, arrange, duplicate, etc. Let's take a quick peek at arrange because you will be using that. And that shows things moving front, moving forward, moving backwards, etc. That's kind of handy when you're designing. Okay? Now, let's go to edit. Edit's pretty easy. You will use this a lot. And this is just doing the sizing. If you wanted to have more roundabout size, I'm sorry, more exact sizing, like 3.5 or 4 or 5. So in this case, I'm going to touch the height button and I'm going to enter 5.5. And then I just touch somewhere else on this, whoops, I touch somewhere else on the screen to, sorry about that, I touch elsewhere on the screen to go ahead and close that box to change it. So this is going to give me roughly a 4.25 by 5.5 inch card. Okay, and then I can rotate it, I can flip it vertically or horizontally, and then this tells me where it is exactly on the mat. Alrighty, moving on. Sync is going to be about colors, so that's just the same as the sync that's in the computer version of Design Space. Then layers, let's pull up the layers. Actually, we need some more items before we do layers. And then there's undo and redo. And one last thing, settings. And that just tells metric units or grids or smart guides, etc. You always want to leave smart guides and grids on. I would not change those. Alrighty, so let's add another image here. So I'm going to touch back here at plus image. And I'm going to look in Art Philosophy again, and this time I'm going to look for, whoops, I'm going to look for, no, don't insert. Thank you. Hang on, plus images up here. I'm going to back into it and I'm going to search for butterflies. Butterfly. Search. There's a couple of butterflies on here. Some really pretty ones, right? So this gives me all the butterflies on the cartridge. And let's say I'm just going to use this one right here. So I just touch it and then you can see it down here in the queue and I just hit insert. Okay, and here comes my butterfly. Now my butterfly is too big, right? And I'm just moving it around by touching it with my finger. I can go ahead and make that smaller. And then you'll see when I put it on top of the card, that's like the center line. Now that's not going to work for us because we don't want it centered because that's going to interfere with the card itself. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, and there's our card. And then I also want to do some text. So let's go down here and click on text, or not click, but touch with our finger, text. Okay, and I'm going to say smile, and you see it comes right up there in that box where you can see it, and then it's here too. Now, let's take a look. Here are our font names, our style, which R is for regular, alignment, which is to the left, sizing, letter space, etc. Here's all the things we need to know. Now, let's start with font, and we just touch that upward arrow, and here comes our fonts. System fonts have a single layer, so that's good to know, and Cricut fonts may have multiple layers and can include a writing style. And there's a lot in here. There's a lot of good fonts in here. Right? These are good. Okay, let's also look at system because I'm on my iPad and I wonder what's on my system, So touch system and here they come. And there's quite a number of fonts on here. I was pretty surprised actually that we have quite so many on the iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this noteworthy. Okay, then I just touch somewhere else on the screen, like over here. And that goes away. Now I'm going to also touch somewhere else on the screen so the whole menu goes away. Okay, and then I just touch the word smile and I'm going to bring it down here and I'm going to make it bigger by touching the edge. Oops, that's kind of too big. Make it a little bit smaller. And of course I can make this a little bit more refined by going in the edit button. See, I could do that too. And that all comes up again. So I could say instead of 121.6, I could say 110. And then we'll go down a little bit. See? So that's something to know. Just do not be afraid. Just play around with this because it's really pretty fun. Alrighty, so there we go. Now we can play with the layers button. So we're going to go back down here to layers because you and I were talking about that. You and I. Anyone watching this video. I'm going to touch the layers button and here come all my layers with my colors. Okay, so I can change my colors here by touching these arrows. So let's go ahead and do that. So if I didn't want that to be black, let's say I wanted it to be, I got to change this. Let's change the card color first because this is icky. It's like kind of an icky purple. Let's just do the card first. All right, how about that? There we go, that's better. I like this pink better. Notice in the colors you can also change to an exact hex code font. So if you have a set of papers and you know all their hex code fonts, like Close to My Heart has it and Stampin' Up has it and different people, you can go ahead and enter that exactly. Or you can just eyeball it by touching in here. Now also notice you can do cut, write, score, and print. So you can also change what you're going to do with this image. In this case, it's a card. We want to cut it. Now I'm going to hit that arrow back to go back. Now let's look at our butterfly. I'm going to click on that. Let's make that bottom layer a different color. I'm trying to think what would be pretty. I don't know. Green. Oh, that looks horrible now, doesn't it? It kind of looks bad. Oh, good Lord. I don't know about green. Yellow. Oh, pukey green. Oh, no. Okay. Let's try to find some yellow here. No, still icky. Where's real yellow? Oh, come on, real yellow. You look like you're going to be there, and then you're not. We could do yellow. That's pretty awful, though, too, right? Let's go back and let's look at the top layer of the butterfly. And we'll do white. And to do white, you just slide it all the way over there. Okay, I guess yellow is not too horrific. This is just a demo anyway. I'm not cutting this out. This is just to give you an idea how to change that stuff. I really do have better color sense on this. Okay, I'm going to hit the arrow back. And here I am with all my layers. And to make the layers thing go away, I just touch the layers down at the bottom. And then the menu goes away. Okay, now let's save this project, and I'm going to go over here to this thing that looks like a diskette, and I'm going to touch that, and up comes save. So we're going to touch that, and it says save. We're going to say butterfly card, and I'll call it AP for art philosophy. Okay, and then I just touch save, and now you can see the title up here. Alrighty, and now we're going to go to the bottom where it says send to Matt. I'm just going to touch that. It says Matt preview already in use. That's because I was already fooling with this earlier. And so I'm going to hit replace. Whatever you were working on before keeps showing up. And now here are my mats. Now what's cool about this, first of all, it'll tell you the things you need, like here on this one right here that's pink, you're going to need the scoring tool and you're going to cut. And ooh, I forgot we need to do the smile. Hang on a second. We have some other work to do. So I just remembered. Now this is how you go back. You go up here to design and you just touch that button and now you're back. Awesome. Now I'm going to go down to layers because I forgot to do all kinds of stuff. Okay, I'm going to go over here to smile. See how that's a cut? We don't want that to cut. We want that to write. So all to do that, I just touch write. Yay, now it's writing. And I can tell it what color of all the different Cricut pens, and I can scroll using my finger. So we'll do midnight, and that's going to be our color, and we'll go back. Okay, just FYI on that. All right, now something else we need to do. I'm going to pull this butterfly off because I need to attach the smile to the card. So I'm going to start up here in the upper left, and I'm going to highlight all that. So now it's together. I'm going to go down here to and touch actions. I am going to now touch attach. All right, so that means when I go to cut this out, and you'll see the difference here in a second, that's going to write on there, and then this part will cut out. So let's take a look at that. Let's go to send to Matt. Matt preview already in use. We're going to replace it. Likes to remember what you were doing, which is handy. Okay, now see, you can see it. So up here, it's got the 3 tools you're going to need. You're going to need a pen, a scorer, and you're going to cut. And then here are our 2 mats for our butterflies. And it tells me the material size. You can also see that it's got these arrows, and you can go back and forth, or you can also swipe with your finger back and forth if you don't want to touch the arrows. You can also skip mats. So let's say you already cut this and then you decided, I don't like this yellow back here, I really only want to cut that again. So I can just touch skip mat and then swipe to the yellow, and just do the yellow, and it won't keep wanting to cut that other mat. So that's kind of a handy thing too. Now let's go ahead and let's go back one. Now I'm going to say don't skip because I want to keep this just the way it was. And now when I touch go, up comes everything we know. And here we go. So it's just the same way to cut as we've always been cutting. All right, so pretty easy. Just load the mat and you're set to go. Okay, now I'm in this menu, and if I touch cancel, what happens? If I touch cancel, we're back to this. Oh no, but how do I get back to my designs? I just go back up here to the top and I touch design and I'm back on the mat. Okay, so how cool is that? Now I want to do one more thing to show you. I'm going to add another image. So I touch down here at image. I did, didn't I? Okay, and it stays with what you last did. So here is my butterflies again. So I'm going to use another butterfly like this. So I touch it, it shows up down here, and I press insert. Here's my second butterfly. Okay, now I want this butterfly to be a lot smaller. Okay, so I just use my finger to do that. And I am also going to want to make it the same color as this one. Here's an easy way to do that. Let's go ahead and hit sync. Yeah, sync. It's thinking. Oh, good, here we go. And all I do to make sure that these colors are all the same is, see where these lines are? I drag it. So in this case, I'm going to drag that down to there. Let's see what happens. And I'm wondering how I get that. This is good to know. Okay, what I am going to do too is I better separate these. So I'm going to touch this. I'm going to have to ungroup this because otherwise my whole thing is showing up incorrectly. So let me touch on ungroup. Okay, so now I've got two layers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to touch off to the side and then touch this again. I'm going to move him around. There we go. So now you can see that I actually want this layer that's highlighted. I want to bring that up to the white so it turns white. And this brown layer right here, it's right here, I want to bring up to the yellow. So that's a really easy way to get everything synced up. So when you go to cut, you've got the same colors going. Now, I want to point out something interesting you can do too. Let's go up to the diskette picture. And now I've got two choices. I've got save and I've got save as. If I click save, this will save like this, and the original copy, which just had the one butterfly, will be gone. 99 times out of 100, that's what you're going to use. But I do want to point out save as. If I click on save as, I say butterfly, let's say 2 AP for Art Philosophy card. Okay, so now I actually have two versions of this card. I have the version with the butterfly, one butterfly, and I have the version with 2. And let's take a look and see that. So we're going to go to projects. Oh, wait, we're going to go up here, I'm sorry, with the lines to my projects. And my projects will come up. And here are my butterflies. So this is the original, and here's this one. It's not as large because that's how I left it on the screen, but it will be the correct size like this one. And then I go ahead and I've got my 2 butterflies in here. Alrighty, now while we're at my projects, let's talk a little bit about this. You can see I'm just swiping my finger to use this. And what's interesting is, well, here's some projects and then here's some blanks. What's going on there? I made those on the desktop version of Design Space. And right now, when you make stuff on the desktop, it doesn't show a preview. When you make stuff on the iPad and you open the iPad, you see the iPad projects. So you can see my iPad projects, and then I did loads, loads and loads on the desktop, of course. And then I've got some more projects that way that I made on the iPad. Okay, so that kind of covers a lot of different things. I kind of went over a lot of things.